Church. I wanted to send our little update via video today, just for personal contact, so you can see a face rather than just reading some words. What a strange time this is, hey? We've said it so many times, but I'm saying it again. I keep catching myself thinking, what is happening here? This is so bizarre. I'm sure many of you are feeling the same. I just wanted to take a moment this morning to just share about how we look after ourselves in this time, and there's a few things I wanted to highlight. And the first one is this, we are feeling emotions right now, and I don't know what that emotion might be for you. It might be you might be feeling really peaceful about this whole situation. You might be feeling overwhelmed, you might be feeling stressed, you might be feeling upset or angry, or you might actually just be feeling sick, and that's okay. Emotions are okay. One of the things that I struggled with growing up was I always felt like you could only give God praise, that you could only give him the times when you're feeling happy and joyful. But through different seasons in my life, I learned that actually God wants to hear our emotions, whatever it is. I used to feel that if I gave him my emotions, if I gave him my sadness or my anger, that it actually meant that I had a lack of faith. But it's not actually true, it's the opposite. If I choose not to give him those emotions, if I choose to bury those emotions and withhold them from him, I'm actually having a lack of faith that he can handle my emotions. Last night we had to sit Nevaeh down and share with her that school was going to be shut as of Friday, and she was really sad, and I was able to sit with her in that sadness. I was able to talk to her, and I was able to handle that emotion, whatever that was. And God is the same with us. God can handle whatever emotion you're going through right now. The Bible teaches us so much about lamenting. In Psalms, a third of the Psalms are all about David pouring out his emotions to God. God can handle our emotions. He wants to hear your emotions. He wants to hear what you're feeling, what you're going through right now. So do take a moment today. Just stop for a moment, just for a minute, and just share with God how you're feeling. You might end up crying, you might end up laughing, you might end up just feeling sad, but God wants to be with you in that emotion, whatever it is. The second thing I want to share is about giving ourselves some grace in this season. I watched a podcast video this morning, just a short clip from an amazing woman called Ellie Johnson, and she has a blog called The Hippo Chronicles. So if you want to take a look, I really recommend it. She suffered with anxiety for many years, and she just talks really openly about the situation. And she reminded me of something so good this morning about darkness, and about how when you come out of a room like the one I'm in now that is full of light, and I enter into darkness, it takes me a while for my eyes to adjust. It takes us a while for us to adjust to our new surroundings. We don't suddenly enter this black, dark room or darkness and just plow on as if we're going the same speed as we've always been going in the light. You have to slow down. It's like driving in a tunnel. You slow down slightly than what you were doing outside because you have to adjust to your new surroundings. When I was a kid, I went to a summer camp, and we'd go on this amazing walk every single year, or we'd go down to this old abandoned train tunnel, and we would each get our torches and we would walk in and head right to the middle of this tunnel. And then when we got to the middle, the challenge was for everyone to walk with one person in front of you, and you're all holding each other's shoulders, and we would all turn our torches off and head back out towards the light. It was such a challenge of our faith and our team building, but it just reminded me today, it's like when we walked in with our torches, we walked at a much quicker pace than when we walked back out with no light. And I'm not saying there's no light in this situation. I'm saying that this is a situation where we just need to take a moment to adjust. We need to take a moment to really settle ourselves into this new rhythm of life, new working from home, kids from home as of next week. And so I just want to encourage you, take a moment to slow down. You don't have to go into this new season in the same pace that you were working at before. Let's go in slowly, let's ease ourselves in, and as it becomes more normal, as we get used to this new situation, we can then start picking up the pace again as our eyes adjust to the darkness. And then the third thing I want to encourage you on is let's make sure we're holding on to someone in front of us. As we did that as kids, everyone had hold of someone, and the camp leader had a stick that was he was using it to follow his steps. And so let's just make sure we've got someone to hold on to. Like for me, this week has been up and down with my anxiety. I've had moments where I'm like, yeah, I'm fine, and moments where I'm in tears and really struggling with the prospect of what's coming. And I'm very much a what if thinker, and there's 101 what ifs going on at the moment. And so if you're like me at all, I'm sure your brain is firing at 100 million miles per hour like mine. But in those moments, the thing that I naturally want to do is I really naturally want to disconnect, to shut myself away, to hide under a duvet, and just try and forget about it. But in some ways, that's the least helpful thing we can do in that situation. And so I really want to encourage you to push past that natural instinct and connect with someone. Who is that friend that you have that you can just phone up or FaceTime or even just text to say, hey, I'm really struggling this morning, that you can have a quick conversation with, that you are pursuing connection even in those moments where you desperately want to disconnect. I just wanted to read a Bible verse to you as well this morning. It's one that really encouraged me, and so I really hope it encourages you too. It's from Hebrews 10:23-25, and this is in the Passion Translation. It says, so now we must cling tightly to the hope that lives within us, knowing that God always keeps his promises. Discover creative ways to encourage others and to motivate them towards acts of compassion, doing beautiful works as expressions of love. This is not the time to pull away and neglect meeting together, as some have formed the habit of doing, because we need each other. In fact, we should come together even more frequently, eager to encourage and urge each other onward as we anticipate that day dawning. This is the time that we need to cling to that hope. We need to cling to the promises of God. We need to cling to the fact that he is faithful, that he is with us in this season. We do need to be creative in the ways that we can encourage each other and give acts of kindness to one another. And even though we cannot meet in person, we need to pursue connection with each other. So today I really want to encourage us, church, to look after ourselves. Be emotional. Let your emotions flow. Be open and vulnerable with others around you, with God. Give yourself some grace and some time to adjust to this new situation. And let's make sure we stay connected with one another. We love you, church. We hope you're doing well. Please do comment and feed back to each other how you are looking after yourself in this season. And we hope to see you soon. Bye.